From Kirby Fieldhouse on the campus of Lafayette College, Twin County Cable 4 Sports presents District 11 Championship Basketball. It's the 3A Championship featuring the Central Catholic Vikings. They're coached by Rich Baxa as they'll take on Bobby Schaefer's Spartans of Southern Lehigh. Hello, everybody. I'm Gary Laubach along with Dan Marakovitz and Dick Tracy. This is number 3 of 14 this weekend. This is the third one tonight. We've already crowned the champion, the Vikettes. We have another ball club going to states with the Liberty Hurricane. And now, of course, we'll see whether or not the Vikings can come away with a district championship. Dick Tracy, the Southern Lehigh Ball Club under Bobby Schaefer is a team that notoriously likes to play man-to-man defense. I don't think they can do it here tonight.
Well, he's deserted it. He likes that 1-3-1 now. He's been playing that quite a bit, and with reason. You know, you're playing 4 big guys, 3 of whom are sophomores. You want to protect them a little bit. What better place to rest and relax and spread out that 1-3-1? You know, go with that big wingspan, cover a lot of points. You don't have as much responsibility individually then.
How difficult is it to bring a couple of sophomores in here? And in fact, he's starting 3 of them to play under this kind of crowd with this kind of pressure.
No problem, guys. They'll be ready to go. They played pressure, you know, playing Salisbury, going against Hubbard, you know, going against the likes of turned-up crowds. I think they're more than ready. They've played 2 games in the tournament, and they've waltzed away with surprises in both games. This 3A bracket, this is the one bracket like Central plays 1 game and they're in the final. But there's a little bit of punishment there because only 2 go. So fortunately, these 2 guys are both going to go.
They did a job on Joe Marshall the other night of West Hazelton as they just played a great ball game against West Hazelton and knocked them out of the tournament. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Southern Lehigh Ball Club. And interestingly enough, 2 of the sophomores averaging 17 and 16 a game, Coyle and Welker. McKee helps to run that offense. This is really a good, solid unit, and they're pretty good in size.
You bet they are. You know, you're talking about a team that won more games now, I guess, than in the history of the school with 3 sophomores starting. You're talking about a team that forced Joe Marshall, supposedly the premier player in District 11, to 6 for 21 from the field. You're talking about a team that jumped out to a 19-3 and 12-1 lead in the first quarter. You know, over a West Hazelton team that was a pretty high seed.
All right, the Vikings come into this ball game as the favorite, as they have a real solid basketball team. They can go about 7 deep. Dan Marakovitz, is there a little more pressure on you when you come in as the team that's supposed to win the tournament?
Well, the Vikings should have been here, and they are, and there certainly is a little bit more pressure on the Central Catholic Vikings. However, the one thing that really scares Coach Rick Baxa, this Southern Lehigh team is not predictable.
That's true, and one of the problems he may have is this team may want to control tempo against his Vikings, and the Vikings may have to be able to try to up-tempo the ball game with defense.
Well, tempo they did control against North Schuylkill, Southern Lehigh did, and they certainly controlled tempo against West Hazelton as they came out and they hit their first 6 shots. So you better believe that the Central Catholic coach is going to come out with some pressure man-to-man defense.
All right, let's look at the starters for the Vikings, and it'll be their solid 5 that they have in there. But, of course, they can go to Brendan Geary if they want. In fact, they started him the other night, and Bobby Miller came in and played a good ball game the other night.
Well, Brendan Geary actually got him out of the gate really early, and what that did to Jeff Aldinger, it sort of spurred him a little bit. I think he was a little upset that he didn't start. And when he did come off that bench, Gary, I saw him block a shot off the glass for the first time this year, and that Viking team with that Tamaqua victory sort of came together.
There are some who believe that perhaps Southern Lehigh can't stay with this ball club. Your gut reaction in talking to Bobby Schaefer, does he feel confident?
Well, he's going to feel confident, Gary, if his zone defense can shut out the perimeter. He feels he can board with Central Catholic. But the thing that concerns Coach Schaefer the most is the transition, and the transition that is sparked by the tough Central Catholic man-to-man defense.
Well, we're going to make the transition from this spot to that spot over there. We'll have tip-off for you. It'll be Southern Lehigh against Central Catholic right after this timeout.
An innocent discovery.
I wouldn't touch that if I were you.
A powerful weapon.
I want that rocket.
A deadly conspiracy.
They're working for a Nazi agent.
An exciting adventure is coming to your home.
Jenny's in trouble.
We've got the girl.
Here he comes!
The rocket will come to us.
We're only gonna get one pass at this.
The Rocketeer on Viewer's Choice. Blasting into your home sooner than you thought possible. The Rocketeer on Viewer's Choice.
I'm going to get a new muffler and a state inspection. Boy, these guys do good work, and they don't charge nearly as much as some of these other guys do.
Well, it's about time you realize that. You're such a winner, Fitz, and besides that, you're cheap.
What do you mean, cheap?
Well, I heard you got short arms and deep pockets.
Well, the way that you fill out those pants, you can't even get your hands in your pockets.
Oh, hurry.
Car Care Plus at ABE Car Care Centers.
Hi, I'm George Attia, president of the WOW Outlet stores. Here at the WOW Outlet, we carry top quality brand name sportswear at 30 to 70% below retail every day. This season, you'll find big league names such as Russell Athletic, Chalkline, Adidas, Reebok, and much, much more. At WOW, we have something for everyone, with infant sizes to adult 6 extra large. For the best savings in Pennsylvania, visit the WOW Outlet near you.
All right, we are back at Kirby Fieldhouse, awaiting the introduction of the starting lineups. The Central Catholic Vikings and the Southern Lehigh Spartans. First out will be the Southern Lehigh Spartans. They are the visitors in tonight's ball game. And they're a ball club that everybody has talked about because they start 3 sophomores and a couple of seniors. A team that everybody says may be a year away, but I don't think this team believes they're a year away. First out is Brian McKee, number 20, a 6'2 sophomore, 4 points a ball game. Next is Jimmy Coyle, number 32, 6'4 sophomore, 17 points a ball game. Next will be Dan Welker, number 40, 6'5 sophomore, averaging 16 points a ball game. Next will be number 34, Chris Taylor, a 6'1 senior, 8 a game. And finally, the center, Rob Hamilton. He's 6'5, a senior, averaging 6 points a game. Southern Lehigh is coached by Bob Schaefer. He's in his 4th year as the head coach. His assistants are Kurt Zellner, Bill Coyle, and Bob Yoakum. They were 18-8 on the year and 10-6 in the Colonial League. And now the Vikings of Central Catholic. Their guard will be number 42, Greg Spang. He's 5'8", a junior, 7.2 points per ball game. He had a great game against Tamaqua the other night. Then we'll get a look at Jeff Aldinger, number 34, a 6'2 senior, 16.4 a game. He had a great ball game the other night. Number 33 is Andy Stevens, a 6'3 senior, 17.2 a ball game. And then Tim Cramsey. He's a sophomore, number 50, 6'2", 8.8 a game. And finally, their big center, Bob Fatzinger, number 53, a 6'4 junior, 4.7 a game. Their head coach, there you see him in the white shirt and tie, Rich Baxa. His assistants, Bob Gilbert, George Burkott, and Drew Geary. Our officials for tonight's contest, you see them. It's Jim Haney in the middle, Jim Kimmel on the left, Sam Errett on the right. Good house on hand here tonight as they have had good crowds for all the ball games. And it's been a very vocal and noisy crowd here early on. This is what makes for a good basketball game when you have a team that comes in as the underdog, Dick, and they got an uphill battle, but they seem to be ready to play.
Yeah, and I think when you look at these matchups, Gary, you know automatically why Central is really not that dominating man-to-man they've been in the past. Sure, 89 wins, 23 wins in 89 being the high, but they did it with man-to-man. Now with those big horses out there, a lot of zones.
Their last title, a district title for Central in 1989. They won one in 1986. Southern Lehigh has the basketball. Chris Taylor, jumper, won't go. Rebound, Cramsey.
Cramsey showed him initially. Didn't he clear it out a little bit in that board?
There's the 1-3-1 zone. Stevens and Aldinger play catch. Back to Stevens, slapped away. Good defensive play by Taylor. It's blue basketball.
This is the type of defense the Central Catholic Vikings anticipated. Look for Aldinger and Stevens to take control now against the 1-3-1 zone by the Southern Lehigh Spartans.
It doesn't look like the Spartans are going to try to set any kind of tempo except a quick one, Dick.
Yeah, that was out of, I like that out of bounds play. He stood about two inches away from the man taking on and simply held it over his head. 6'4", you can see that court.
So a couple of turnovers by both ball clubs. We have no score up there on the one missed shot by Southern Lehigh. And now Spang will work from the outside as they'll go perimeter. That's a three-pointer. Aldinger, that won't go. Good rebound by the Spartans, and I'll tell you, Chris Taylor has already played a great minute.
Ryan McGee, number 20, is on the point of that 1-3-1, and he is really laying back flat. He's just simply telling Spang, go ahead, shoot.
Boy, good hard drive to the basket, but McKee could not get the ball to fall, and there's no score.
Key matchup defensively. Aldinger's going to play Coyle. Let's see if Coyle takes him inside.
Rebound controlled by Jimmy Coyle, and the miss by Stevens. The ball saved from going out of bounds by McKee. Southern Lehigh with a basketball. They're in the blue and the red. No fouls yet, as that's a good defensive play by Aldinger.
Good job by Southern Lehigh getting back, stopping any idea that Central had about transition.
Well, Aldinger has gone to the 2 socks up tonight. Nice move by Stevens.
Steady and consistent. Andy Stevens picking up where he left off against Tamaqua 2 nights ago at Allen.
Bobby Schaefer gave him a tremendous compliment. In talking about scouting this Central team, he called Stevens probably one of the best, if not the best, player in the Lehigh Valley.
Southern Lehigh, they need to get some baskets. There's Fatzinger with a big block. Aldinger on the move to Stevens. Back to Aldinger. Up and in.
Outstanding team basketball, as Aldinger and Stevens have done it many times this year for the Vikings. Do it one more time in transition.
This is a court that Aldinger needs to get used to. He's gone to Lehigh, and he'll be here for 4 years, playing about 4 games.
Boy, wow, that's Spang and McKee matchup is that's a mighty jet so far, isn't it?
And we'd like to tell you that Tallman, Hutters, and Sorrentino are proud to be corporate sponsors for the District 11 basketball tournament.
That's a cage match, Dick, between those two.
Jumper by Jim Coyle. 4-2 Vikings.
Jim Coyle taking advantage of some soft defense by Jeff Aldinger. Puts his Southern Lehigh Spartans on the board.
Spang had a Super Bowl game against Tamaqua. Stevens, nice little penetrating jump shot.
Stevens, head, shoulders, nice soft touch, running in for an easy one against the Spartan zone.
Boy, you got a point, you got 3, and then you got 1 deep. No way he drives the middle and goes right through.
Spartans slowing things down just a little bit, wanting to get set up. Doesn't look like Chris Taylor can play any other way but quick. There's an entry pass that's slapped away. Stevens again against Taylor. He's fouled on the outside. First foul in the ball game. This one is against Chris Taylor.
Little hesitation by Stevens. He wanted to go one-on-one against Chris Taylor. Knew he had him. Put the afterburners on. Took it up and in easily. He'll shoot 2.
Take another look. You'll see the foul here. Little slap foul. Stevens at the line to shoot 2.
Jimmy Haney with some Ivy League mechanics, Gary, on that play.
Jimmy Haney was over here telling me he's afraid of using Band-Aids himself tomorrow. He has Bucknell and Army. He and Terry Stout, they're afraid they're going to come home bleeding.
Well, I have Bucknell and Army myself tomorrow. So does Danny, and Dick and Bob Garris will be here for 4-on-4. So whatever your basketball pleasure is, we'll have it for you tomorrow. I think we have more games this weekend than ESPN has.
I hope they have the picture-on-picture at home, Gary, so they can watch both at one time.
Channel 4, Channel 5. We'll be on 5 starting at 10 a.m. We'll be on Channel 4 starting, I believe, at 6:30 tomorrow night. 4 games tomorrow night on Channel 4. Live broadcast from the Patriot League. That jump shot won't go. Taken by Taylor. 8-2 Vikings. Ramsey, foul. Dick, the Spartans are in some trouble here.
Yeah, and it's the one thing a young team can't afford, Gary, that bad start. And that's what you see here. You're looking up at 8-2 with a possibility of making it 10-2 right now. And if you want to play a little bit patient, especially with youngsters, you got to convince them when they look up that they got a shot at it.
2 things here, Gary. Number 1, the pressure defense by Central is taking its toll early. But number 2, more importantly, what Central does best, and that's run the basketball down the floor, have accounted for all but 2 of their points.
They can take an 8-point lead right here, and they do not, as Ramsey misses the second. And the Spartans need to get some points on the board. They have gotten some good shots. They just haven't made them. Spang really makes you work with the basketball. That's McKee working against Spang.
You talk about some Army defense, Gary.
Greg was smart enough to want 5 from the official, too.
Stolen away. Great hustle by Cramsey. Spang's got the basketball. Can't get the layup.
Excellent awareness by Cramsey. He knew Spang was breaking to his left. Hit him on a nice reverse layup. Spang could not get it to fall, though.
Taylor, one of the seniors in that starting lineup. Taylor seems to be a little more relaxed out there. He misses the jumper. Spartans are 1 for 6, and the Vikings lose the basketball. So things a little haphazard, a little ragged here.
They get a timeout.
And that's a good timeout for Bob Schaefer. He wants to try to settle this ball club down, and he does it when they're going to get the basketball in their hands when they come back out on the floor. It's 9-2 Vikings. Stay with us.
Viewer's Choice presents the TVKO Fight of the Month. Tommy Hearns, 6-time world champion. He's waited 4 years to avenge his most devastating defeat. Iran Barkley. He destroyed Hearns the first time, and now he's back, more dangerous than ever. Hearns Barkley 2, live from Caesars Palace, Las Vegas, Friday, March 20th, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, on pay-per-view cable TV.
Don't miss the live ringside excitement on Viewer's Choice.
The best-kept secret revealed. The Fitness Plaza at Iron Run, a new center with the Valley's largest public indoor track. Free-weight facility coupled with 20 high-tech weight machines. 34 aerobic classes weekly on a suspended hardwood floor. Karate, yoga, computerized rowers, Versa climbers, and cycles. Expert staff providing free body fat analysis and weight programs. Jacuzzi, steam room, saunas, and tanning beds. All affordable with free child care. Call the Fitness Plaza at 481-0100.
Catch the best doggy in town at Willie Joe's family-style restaurant. Come in and enjoy the friendly atmosphere and good food. Choose from a full menu of steak sandwiches, hamburgers, other specialty sandwiches, and of course that famous Willie Joe's hot dog. A wide assortment of drinks, hot and cold, is also available and sure to please everyone. So catch the best doggy in town at Willie Joe's, 2407 Lehigh Street, Allentown. Just a short distance from Route 309. Open daily 10:30 to 11 and Sundays 11 to 10.
We are in the Spartan huddle, and Dick, I don't know how young a team you ever had. Did you ever have a team that started 3 sophomores?
No, Gary, I always used to like the mix. I'd try to get maybe one sop that had some playing time, but the others I always try to use the upper echelon.
What do you talk about here now? You just talk about slowing them down or being a little more patient?
Well, I'll tell you, I think Bobby Schaefer's going to try and convince them to slow down even more and be a little bit more patient. You know, he thinks the game is not over because the way I've seen it, Gary, I really don't know. They're doing everything except finishing off. They just can't put the ball in the hole. They're getting some pretty nice shots. Taylor's gotten a few. Coyle's gotten a few. You know, they simply aren't kicking it in. Taylor has his hands full with Spang, although I saw the switch back again now with Stevens on Taylor and Spang back on the big guy, and that surprises me a little bit.
All right, Spartans have the ball. They've got a jump shot. It will not go. Taken by Coyle. Rebound the Vikings, and they're on the move. Spang's going to get another shot at a layup, and he misses that one. Follow up by Fatzinger won't go.
Something Coach Schaefer worked on all week, and that was getting back on defense. Vikings had 2 golden opportunities nullified by 2 missed layups.
And there's nothing wrong with the Spartan defense.
No, not really. It's the Vikings' defensive rebounding ability and able to get out in those lanes and run the ball down the throats of the Southern Lehigh Spartans early here in the first quarter.
Here's the prime reason for that timeout, Gary. They wanted to go pressure. Only they wanted to do it full court, and the officials awarded side court.
Aldinger, that's one of his quick moves. Nice pass inside, but dropped. I'll tell you, the Vikings are not taking advantage of this huge cold spell by the Spartans. as they've turned the ball over often themselves here in the last minute and a half.
Coyle has a 3-4 inch height advantage over Aldinger. It'd be interesting to see if he tries posting him up.
Ball just won't fall for them, but there's a follow-up shot by Hamilton. 9-4. It's almost lost. We got a foul. Called on Taylor. His second.
To say it lightly, Bob Schaefer didn't appreciate that call.
Danny, we've been down here all night, and I'll tell you, the coaches have been a little riled up, Dick.
Watch out for that seat. That must something wrong with that one down there.
That chair's been kicked 3 times already.
That table's ready to splinter. That's pressure-treated lumber, though. We're okay.
That jumper won't go for Fatzinger. We didn't know whether we should put you this low. You may think about coaching again.
Only if you come back, Gary, and that's nearly impossible.
Aldinger loses the ball out of bounds. And they have Dick taking every coaching job in the Valley all the time.
Oh, I'm officiating.
All right.
I got that job here.
That's right. Dick is the 4th official tonight.
I call a bench rule.
An important sequence here for the Spartans. They got a basket. They haven't given any up since the timeout. They get another one here, and things are right back to normal.
I'd like to see some post-up offense by the Spartans.
Boy, they're getting the shot. As Dick said, they just can't get it down the hole.
Vikings want to run.
Aldinger tried to go to Stevens. It's out of bounds. Blue ball.
That pass was almost too good to catch, as Stevens really wasn't ready for it. It was a rifle that Aldinger saw Stevens underneath the basket uncovered, but Stevens could not catch the ball and put it up and in.
Taylor. He's got Spang all over him. It's thrown away. Again, gives Spang a lot of credit. There's a walk.
Vikings working real hard on defense, but simply cannot convert on the other end of the floor.
Would you say this is rather ugly?
Boy. Yeah, it doesn't look like a district final yet. It
really
doesn't.
The tempo is so quick that neither team is doing anything very well. There's almost a double dribble. The man wide open. Taylor up and in. And he's fouled by Cramsey.
There's an example of the double, Gary, but the offense spread it. Really spread it. So that when the double came, someone was automatically open.
Excellent pass to spot number 34. Chris Taylor on the weak side, wide open. The Vikings couldn't shift quick enough to get some weak side help.
So the Spartans out of the gate very slowly, but Central waited for him to catch up.
Well, there's a battle there with Fatzinger and number 40, Dan Wilker.
9-7, 57 seconds, first quarter. It's been a quick first quarter.
Spartan pressure, one pass, then come back.
Way outside Aldinger for 3.
He knew it when he let it go. You could tell by the follow-through. Confident shooter, Jeff Aldinger.
He has extremely strong wrists. You can just tell by the way he passes a basketball. Pull-up jump shot, foul on Fatzinger.
This is where the Vikings are a tremendous threat. When teams do come back and they manufacture some kind of comeback, they always have that 3 threat. You know, the Stevens, the Aldinger, even the Spang pumping one.
Ryan McKee will go to the foul line as we get a sub for Central. It's Bob Miller. Bob 6'3", a junior. Sitting down will be Timmy Cramsey.
Bob Miller gave him some quality points against Tamaqua, coming down with some key rebounds in that late stretch to put Central Catholic in this District 11 final.
Ryan McKee, the sophomore, gets on the board. Southern Lehigh does not have a real strong, deep bench to go to. We'll see if that has an effect in the ball game. Oh my, there's a foul. Foul is on McKee.
Stevens didn't even flinch.
That's a very fine call. Was not yet set. You know, McKee's one of those brother combinations again, Gary, that we've been having all the entire tournament. Of this roster you talked about, you have 6 sophomores here. I got to play last shot now.
I do want to announce that Mr. Plattenberg pays off his bets. Pocono Mountain girls did not win tonight's basketball game. This is Aldinger. Drops it off to Spang. Spang gives a look. Down inside. The ball's loose. There will be no shot to end the quarter. 12-9 Vikings. But they had an opportunity to make it worse than that. We'll be back.
Still under review.
No news yet, Mr. Smith.
Maybe next week we'll have an answer.
A lot of people promise low fixed rate home equity loans. The money store delivers them, just like we've been doing for 25 years. Call 1-800-LOAN-YES day or night. We won't keep you waiting long for your answer or your money. For a low fixed rate home equity loan without the runaround, call the money store right now. 1-800-LOAN-YES. The money store where America goes for money.
Fuel oil is a peculiar business. It seems if you want good service, you have to pay full price for your fuel. And if you want discounted prices, you have to buy fuel from a company that doesn't offer service. Some companies offer a little bit of both. Atlantic Oil and Heating offers tremendous discount prices and gives special attention to personal service. At Atlantic Oil and Heating, we are the number, the warmest number in town.
Atlantic Oil and Heating, the warmest number in town.
Hi, this is Jolly Joe Timmer, reminding you to watch the Jolly Joe Timmer Show right here on Cable 4, Twin County in the Lehigh Valley, Thursday nights at 8 o'clock. That's the Jolly Joe Timmer Show for the best in polka music.
You are watching the Lehigh Valley's company of choice, Twin County Cable 4.
Do you need to clean out your garage, your yard, attic, or storage shed? If the answer is yes, Martha's Disposal Service is willing to work hard for you, removing anything you might want to get rid of, including appliances, car parts, furniture, and yard waste. Just about anything you don't want anymore. No job is too small or too big. Call Martha's Disposal Service, 262-9021. Brendan Geary is going to come into the lineup for the Vikings in that quarter. The Spartans shot 3 for 11, and that is, well, let's get it right here. The old computer not working as well as it should.
Viking possession, Gary. The sub, Cramsey still out, Miller out, and now Geary for Miller.
They really have a small team on the floor with Cramsey not being in there.
27% by the Spartans, 47% shot by the Vikings. There's a jumper off the glass, beautifully hit by Welker. 12-11. Walking violation against the Vikings, against Spang. Well, gentlemen, the tide is turning.
Well, that small lineup that Danny talked about could be one of two reasons. Gary, more and more pressure, or handle the pressure, because Southern Lehigh has now gone to it.
Coyle, he manages to save the basketball. Everybody on the Viking bench wanted to walk. Hamilton, he's hacked. Hamilton hit by Spang. His first, team's third.
Southern Lehigh going to its pattern offense as they were a bit more deliberate on that last possession, trying to get the ball inside off a double cut from the high post.
Man-to-man by the Vikings.
Let's see if Geary could ignite this defense.
Shot that was blocked on the way up. It threw off the shot of Coyle. Spang brings the ball down. His ball club's up by 1. Stevens. Aldinger, he'll take the jumper and drop the jumper.
Never a doubt. Aldinger looking so confident this evening as he nails another one, this time a two-pointer.
He just has a beautiful square up. Taylor. Boy, they are hustling the defense.
Batzinger doubling up.
Little backdoor move. Spartans are going to get a jumper, and it won't fall for McKee.
It appears inside that defensive backboard, Dick, that Central Catholic's just a little bit more physical.
Rebound, Hamilton.
Even with the small team, Dick.
Yeah, well, that's a good block out. That's good concentration. Plus, I think Spartans do want to get a lot closer than what they are as far as their shot selection is concerned. You know, everything's being come off the dribble. They got to waste that darn dribble while combating the pressure defense.
With this small defensive lineup by Central, one would think they would exploit some type of inside offense going inside the paint to some people like Welker and Coyle, but so far we have not seen any of that.
Welker has the ball go off the side of his foot. It's a Viking basketball. 6 minutes to go, second period. Vikings are up by 3. They trailed by a 2-0 score, and that's the last time they trailed. Down inside, the ball slips off of Geary's hands. It's going to be white basketball.
Boy, double entry pass that time. Aldinger inside to Stevens. Everybody thinks Shops dropped it over on the other side.
Central Catholic really trying to be unselfish this evening. Sometimes it's actually hurt them.
Stevens. There's that square off, and again, wide open inside was Batzinger, and the pass just a little too far. Or sometimes I think too quick. I'll tell you, Aldinger throws a sharp, quick pass. Little globetrotter exhibition by McKee keeps the ball alive.
That was a trip and a walk, so Eric said no whistle. Even.
Up and in by McKee.
See, there's the nice mismatch. That's almost like shooting a layup, really.
That's the inside offense, Dick, that Southern Lehigh must employ if they're going to stay here with the Vikings.
Only trouble is you drive one or two of those, and then you have Spang breaking down the other end of the court and that fast break stuff.
The 1-3-1 has bothered the Vikings a bit. Not from that far out, it hasn't. And Stevens gets his own rebound. Is it offensive, or is it going to go against blue? No, it's offensive.
Stevens went in a crowd. 3 blue in the paint. Thought he could get the shot off. He did. Unfortunately for the Vikings, Stevens picks up an offensive foul.
Smart move. Simply clear out. One-on-one, bringing it up.
Oh, wow. There's a foul on Spang, and he's hurting.
He's hurting because of the foul.
Foul is called on Greg Spang. And Sam Ehret sends a message to the scorer's table.
I think we picked it up, too. I think we picked that message up.
Well, he does not want to hear any grief from the scoring table, that's for sure. He'll take it from the bench, but not from anybody else. The foul was on Spang. I'll tell you, Spang paid the price for that foul.
I'll tell you what. Sam Ehret has pretty good ears, Gary.
I don't think it was ears. It was expression. Up and in. Follow up.
Well, you need a couple of those tonight, don't you?
Second inside field goal for Southern Lehigh as they take a quick 1-point lead over the Vikings.
Well, I don't know if it's their pace. Excuse me, if it's their tempo, but it's their pace. And there is a difference.
They're just so big there. You see the wingspan. It's not easy to penetrate. So they take a big, long outside 3 by Aldinger.
Aldinger really seems like he has his rhythm tonight. I think Coach Baxel wants him to take that shot a little bit more from the perimeter.
He had his rhythm Tuesday night, too. There's a foul on Aldinger reaching over the top. Team foul number 6 against the Vikings. There'll be no shot.
Excellent entry pass by Brian McKee, going inside once again against that smaller Central Catholic lineup.
17-15 Vikings. And we are 1-1 already, all right? So we missed one along the way, and Coyle can't get the foul shot.
When you play paced or tempoed basketball, that foul line becomes even more important.
The Vikings by 2. Spang tries it at 3. Can't do it. Gets his own rebound. Puts it back up. That won't go. Rebound slapped away smartly by Geary.
Boy, Geary and Spang keep the ball alive.
Andy Stevens 16 feet away. That won't go. Fatzinger's in there. He's got it.
Look at that. Wow. 4 efforts on the offensive board.
Rebound toughness exhibited by Central Catholic as they came down with the ball 4 times before they laid it up and in.
Teams are working very hard out there. You certainly cannot fault the effort. Ball's on the floor. Look at them go for the rock. Way outside. For 3, it won't go for Welker. Well, the Vikings are on a run. Aldinger loses the basketball. We have a foul. I didn't even hear the whistle. The crowd was so loud. Foul is going to be on Geary. Gentlemen, one question. The Spartans have yet to put anybody else into the ball game. Can 5 guys maintain this pace for 32 minutes?
I think playing zone defense rather easily, yeah. I don't think it'll be a problem.
And I really think that Southern Lehigh wants to slow it down offensively, but because of the Vikings' pressure, the lanes open up and they must take the seam of that defense. When Southern Lehigh does set up and does go inside, they're usually successful.
Gary, 3 reasons I say that. Number 1, they're very, very relaxed in their permanent defense. They only pressure defense 1 pass and come back. And also, they're not really pushing it up offensively.
19-17. Way outside. Aldinger this time comes up short. Geary gets it back out. Geary with a couple of big rebounds. Aldinger up and in.
Nice move the way he slithers through. 2 defense, lays the ball up ever so perfect as it drops through.
Approaching the 2-minute mark of the first half. It's 21-17. It's been exciting. That turnaround jumper that won't go from 15 feet. Rebound Hamilton.
Boy, what a wide body coming off with that ball as he ripped it and put it back in to pull Southern Lehigh to within 2.
Wide open Fatzinger, up and in, and he is fouled.
What a great play. What a great entry pass.
Foul is on Coyle, his 2nd, team's 5th, but it'll be a 1-shot foul. Take another look at this one, and you'll see the good play by the Vikings.
Nice deception by Geary as he gave Fatzinger a perfect pass and a possible 3-point play.
Rebound, Taylor.
I wonder if there's anything amiss with Tim Cramsey. He's been out a long time now.
23-19. Wide open, Hamilton. Hamilton goes right at Fatzinger. Fatzinger with good defense.
Spang in the land of the Giants pulls down a bound. What's he doing in there?
He and Geary have shaken a couple of balls loose already tonight, but I don't know what he's doing in there. Shot by Spang.
You certainly never ventured in there, Gary.
No way, you can get hurt in there. My job was to stop the fast break. Couldn't do that either.
I didn't say that.
Hamilton. This time he gets Fatzinger off his feet. Gets it back. Oh my, he missed it.
Boy.
I think Hamilton's saying to himself right now, hey, I can take this big Fatzinger as he goes in for the 2nd time but misses the putt.
Boy, they are really missing makeable shots.
30 seconds. And you talk missing putts, Danny knows about that.
Ooh, Saucon Valley Country Club was never the same, Gary.
Final 20 seconds.
I was just happy I got on the green.
The greenskeepers weren't. 23-19, final 10 seconds. Spang, he'll go in. They're going to give him the shot. Oh, what a move by Greg Spang, but it's offensive.
Not going to work.
Dick, that's his 3rd.
That was a big play.
Two seconds on the clock.
I'll take any chances.
Spang is out. Miller is in. And I think you might be right. Cramsey might be, I don't know if he's hurt or just sitting.
Jim Haney makes an excellent call on Greg Spang as we saw the replay.
Give a lot of credit to that Spartan defense, too. There's a ball that's just simply thrown up the floor. Well, we've got ourselves a ball game. It's Southern Lehigh 23. Or check it, the Vikings 23, Southern Lehigh 19. We'll put the numbers together and be right back.
Now's the time to get the best deal on any RV at Harold's RV Center, Route 987 Airport Road, just a few minutes north of the ABE Airport. Preseason means low prices on 89 Wilderness Yukon, and Cimarron travel trailers. Preseason also means rock bottom prices on any used model. And Harold's RV has one of the Lehigh Valley's top-notch service departments. Why not make sure your RV is ready for the year? Come to Harold's RV Center, Route 987 Airport Road, just a few minutes north of the ABE Airport.
Where did you get my favorite college cap, Villanova?
Why, at Brady's Bunch of Sports.
I see you're wearing a college cap, too. What college is that?
Vanderbilt.
That's a good college for you because you're built just like a Wayne. And what else do they sell here?
Why, lots of things. Look around. Don't you see? And they do their own embroidery and screen printing. Why, they'll even put their name on your overalls.
Ach, I don't need it. I know my own name. And what are these?
That crazy wear. And the right guy's wearing them.
730 West Emmaus Avenue.
For a pleasant, no-pressure car buying experience and Chrysler 5-star quality service after the sale, stop at Rarick Dodge in Bath. Let Roger, Joan, or Gary assist you in your next vehicle purchase Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Friday and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. They won't just sell you any car or truck. They'll help you select the right vehicle for you. Easy to find from anywhere in the Lehigh Valley. Just exit Route 22 on the Route 512 and turn right. It's just minutes to Rarick Dodge. Remember, for a clean deal, come to Bath. Come to Rarick Dodge. The Southern Lehigh Spartans got themselves in early trouble, going down by a 9-2 score. But they did manage to come back and get into this ball game. They now trail by 4. And let's take a look at the individual statistics, Dan Marakovitz. And what we see is that Southern Lehigh has really spread that ball around, and Jeff Aldinger has taken control of the Viking offense.
Well, Southern Lehigh really has a balanced attack coming into the game. But I think the important thing there with everybody scoring, it's a psychological move here as far as Coach Schaefer is concerned at halftime, telling his players that, look, even though Central Catholic's in the East Penn Conference, we can stay with this team, we can play with this team, and better yet, we're only down by 4. On the Central Catholic side, Gary, Aldinger has had the nice touch all night, hitting the 2 3-pointers and actually keeping his team out on front.
As we look at the team stats, Dick, the Vikings had a chance to go for the jugular and didn't do it. And even though they're up by 4, really, I think the momentum at the moment belongs to the Spartans.
Yeah, I think everything, you know, that Spartans have done has been good. They simply have not been able to finish off that shot at all. You're talking about a team that's shooting 32%. You're talking about a team that's Big Two, Coyle and Welker are averaging 33 a game between them, and they're coming in with 4 at halftime. So it's a matter to me of being able to just kick those last ones in. Look at who got low a couple times and simply missed. You're talking about Taylor? No.
Hamilton.
Yeah, Hamilton getting the ball low a couple times and not being able to finish it off on there.
All right, I think Southern Lehigh will probably talk about what these guys have been talking about the whole first half, and that's kicking the ball down inside a little bit. And the Vikings, they're going to have to simply talk about maybe slowing things down just enough so that their running game becomes just a little bit better. It's 23-19. The Vikings are up by 4. We'll be back. 16 more minutes of basketball tonight.
This sports event is being brought to you with the cooperation of District 11 and the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Athletic Association. District 11 schools and active personnel invite you to attend as many events as possible throughout the fall, winter, and spring seasons. However, if you cannot make it to the events, enjoy the excitement on cable television. And don't forget, your support of District 11 athletics is appreciated by all participants.
Tidewater Plantation is a 540-acre master plan golf course community destined to be the premier residential community on the Grand Strand. Golf Digest and Golf Magazine have rated Tidewater Golf Course America's best new public course. Within Tidewater's secure gates, choices include beautiful home sites, custom homes, and a unique collection of villas, all with distinctive architectural styles. Now you can live with America's best. Tidewater Golf Club and Plantation.
At Scott, we really view ourselves as a full-service dealership. We have a body shop, we have $1 million parts department, we have a full reconditioning center. We can service your car no matter what it needs. We only employ the best technicians, and our people have the tools, the product knowledge, and the training to give you the very best service possible. And you can get all that quality with really not having to spend any more money, and that's the bottom line.
All right, we are back at Kirby Fieldhouse, and we checked on the Tim Cramsey situation. Cramsey with 2 fouls, and Rich Bax did not want him to pick up a third, so that's why he was not back in there. He'll be back here to start now. Spang with 3 fouls will not start this half, as Brendan Geary is in there for him. So it's going to be for White, Stevens, and Cramsey, Aldinger, Fatzinger, and Geary. For the blue team, no changes. McKee, Coyle, Taylor, Welker, and Hamilton. 23-19 as we start period number 3. Let's go into the Southern Lehigh locker room. Dan Marakovitz will let you take over the Spartans.
Well, first of all, Gary, the thing that really hurts Southern Lehigh is the transition basketball by Central. They must keep at least 1 guard, possibly 2, to prevent those transition baskets. And number 2, they have the taller team, possibly a stronger team inside. They must exploit those man-to-man matchups that Central Catholic shows.
Dick, any adjustments you're going to make with the Vikings?
Yeah, the one I'm worried about right now, guy, I wish I could have gotten in that locker room, because Spang's not out in the court. You're talking about Geary replacing him. Now, one of 2 things. It's either that last foul that he picked, 3rd foul he picked up, or if you're saying, well, boy, I'm getting a little Charlie horse from that one offensive, well, the 1 foul that was calling me around half court. I would worry about that. Central, I don't know. They're hitting the 3, and they're hitting the play when they have to. And that is usually typical Central Catholic basketball.
All right, it'll be Spartans' ball to throw in. It'll be Brian McKee with the entry pass. And McKee looks and fires it back outside. And the Spartans can close within 2 with a basket here. 1 if they hit a 3-pointer. They have yet to hit a 3-pointer tonight. Hamilton, he's guarded by Fatzinger. And there's Geary coming up on McKee. It's Aldinger. He's taking care of Coyle. There's a bad pass on the inside intended for Taylor. Slapped away into the hands of Geary, who gets it to Aldinger.
We should emphasize, Gary, that all year long, Southern Lehigh's strength has been shooting the basketball. So they're not accustomed to going inside. They love to shoot perimeter, especially Coyle and Welker.
Stevens down inside Fatzinger. I really think Stevens was going to shoot that ball until he spotted Fatzinger coming inside. And then he dropped it down smartly inside. Fatzinger with the deuce, and the Vikings up by 6. Dick, I think it's very important for Southern Lehigh to get off to a good 3rd quarter start here.
Yeah, they can't afford another 9-2 start here the way it was in that 1st quarter. And you know what? You just might see it.
Now we're going to see a 2-shot foul by Stevens, that's for sure.
They got to get something out of Welcome Coyle. And I'm not talking just points. They got to get some take charge, some fast break, some anything out of those 2 guys.
Well, you just saw it again, Gary, where Central Catholic makes a heads-up defensive play. Aldinger looks off the entire defense as he hits Stevens on the box, and Stevens finishes it like he does so well. And you're going to see it on our replay here. Watch the look off by Aldinger as he deceptively makes the pass. Well, we're not going to see it.
All right, it was there. He deceptively looked off our replay. So Andy Stevens picks up 2 fouls and gives the Vikings an 8-point lead, something we didn't talk about at halftime, and Dick just pointed it out. Coyle and Welker, they only have 4 points, and they're averaging 33 a ball game.
Good Viking defense. as they draw the violation. Stevens really showing some tough one-on-one defense in the open court.
They got one shot so far in the second half.
Right. That's it. Stevens, he's so tough down in the box area. He drops it down to Cramsey.
That's two passes he's giving him now. One to Fitzgerald and one to Cramsey.
Stevens with the pearl vision, Gary, hits the open man again.
The best part of that play was the shot he missed maybe on purpose, huh? Right up alongside of the backboard. Came right back to him for the pass. Well, there's a layup that won't go. There's a net on the rim. Stevens again, slapped away. 29-19, 10-point Viking lead. Stevens, Batzinger walk.
Batzinger needed a yard. He couldn't get it.
Boy, see, an old 3A nemesis is having its troubles this year. From District 3, York Catholic, struggling just a little bit. Yeah, they won in a double overtime. They lost in a double overtime.
I see Billy Parlick's in the stands tonight, Gary. There's a big contest against Steve Gabrilik's Rough Riders tomorrow.
Yes, he does, if they want to continue to play. There's a good, strong move by Hamilton. Boy, you would think Hamilton has to get the ball in his hands a little more and makes those kinds of things happen.
I thought there was a sequence in that second quarter when Hamilton really gained confidence and went inside on Fatzinger. The problem is he didn't get to touch it that much towards the end of the quarter. There's just a good, solid move inside on Fatzinger.
You know, since we've had Salisbury and Antoine Hubbard's 63-point night, they have not won since.
That's right, 4 down.
Antoine had 38 the other night against Jim Thorpe. And Jim Thorpe is going to go into the District 3A or 2A championship against Saucon Valley.
Antoine fouled out of the ball game and had 3 fouls to start the second half. That played a big, big factor in the Falcons not being able to win that game.
That might be a factor. Hamilton finally gets a basket for Southern Lehigh. Good defense by Hamilton at this end, as long as it wasn't a foul, and a lot of Viking fans thought it was.
2 minutes and 57 seconds to score, Gary.
And the shot won't go for McKee. Well, they can't get the ball in better position to score. Aldinger, no. Rebound at Stevens, up and in.
I think the easy thing is to say that you don't win district championships shooting 32%. Oh, look at this.
Stevens all over the floor.
Stevens doing it both ends as he just came down with a tough offensive rebound. Used the body and shoulders like he does so well to lay it up off the glass. Now he almost gets his steal in the backcourt.
Stevens, yes.
Boy, another easy one. When you can get those easy ones.
It's timeout time again, I think. 4 minutes to go. 33-21, and just like that, Bobby Schaefer says, I'll take a timeout. 3-5-9, third period, 33-21 Vikings. We'll be right back.
I remember my mom going to Walter's Pharmacy. Now I go. Walter's fills my prescription needs quickly, and I pay my Bell of PA and UGI bills. When I can't get away, Walter's comes to me with free delivery. Walter's Pharmacy, making life easier through genuine care since 1937. Walter's Pharmacy, 401 North 17th Street in the Allentown Medical Center.
Even as a kid, the Brass Rail was my favorite place to eat. It's nice to know the Brass Rail has the same good home-style cooking and reasonable prices I grew up with. And they've got a wide variety of beverages. We all have our favorite dishes. Our daughter's is the famous Phil's Original Steak Sandwich. And And my son, I think he likes the spaghetti as much as I did when my dad used to bring me here. The brass rail has been part of my family for years. Why not make it part of yours?
The Brass Rail with 2 convenient locations.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sean Mooney of the World Wrestling Federation to let you know that WrestleMania 8, the greatest sports entertainment extravaganza, is roaring your way Sunday evening, April 5th. Savor all the excitement of this blockbuster event live exclusively on pay-per-view. Now, WrestleMania is one event that you can't miss. Packed with action, celebrities, and superstars, WrestleMania goes far beyond any event you could ever witness. WrestleMania 8, Sunday, April 5th, right here on Viewer's Choice.
Hi, I'm Charles Tan. Please join us on the Mandarin Chef Chinese Cooking Show.
Join Charles Tang and his Master Chef on the Mandarin Chef, Fridays at 7:30 on Twin County Cable 4.
You are watching the Lehigh Valley's company of choice, Twin County Cable 4.
Bob Lipovich is out of bounds. Opening Saturday, March 7th is Northampton's newest store featuring sports cards, comics, and balloons. Located at 2218 Main Street, 2 blocks north of the main branch of the Northeastern Bank. Out of bounds features individual cards, wax boxes, sets, supplies, price guides, and other sports memorabilia. In addition, we offer the latest line of comics and comic book supplies. Out of bounds is open every day except Monday. Stop in or call us at 262-2269. Remember, opening is tomorrow, March 7th, at 2218 Main Street in Northampton.
Tomorrow at 6:30, Salisbury will have their ball game against Caddy, followed by the Jim Thorpe Saucon Valley game, followed by Parkland Pocono Mountain, followed by Easton Whitehall. That's on Channel 4. Taylor, they needed it.
Taylor a little bit surprised to find himself that open.
Well, the last time the Spartans called a timeout, they got themselves back in the ball game. They had trailed by 7 at that point. Here they trailed by 12. They get it to 10. They stay 1-3-1. 15-footer Aldinger won't go. Out of bounds. Spartan basketball.
Seems like every time Bobby Schaefer calls a timeout, good things happen to his Spartans as they got out of the blocks with a good quick field goal and now play some solid defense to try to cut this lead to within 8.
Richie Baxa has not used any timeouts in the ball game. McKee does a nice job of breaking the press. Some outside shooting. That won't go for Coyle. Coyle and Welker just cannot get any points on the board. Stevens up and in. Foul. Coyle.
What a play, Cramsey. What a play, Cramsey.
I don't know if we have that whole sequence, but there was a real scream for a walking violation from the Southern Lehigh bench. And that is foul number 3 on Coyle. Let's take a look at the sequence. Let's see if we had a walk here. Maybe. Stevens gets the foul shot. He has 15. Good hustle. Boy, Andy Stevens has done it. Oh, there's a carry.
That was just an NBA fake crossover, Gary. That wasn't a carry.
An NBA fake crossover is a carry.
It looked good.
36-23. Taylor. Slapped away by Aldinger. Uh-oh. 3-on-3. How about that one? Lost. Back to Cramsey. Up and in. Oh, my! What a shot by Cramsey.
Cramsey finishing the playoff beautifully for another transition field goal for the Vikings.
Brent Chisholm's going to come into the ball game for Southern Lehigh, their first sub of the night. take a look at that sequence with Aldinger. Watch the pass. That goes a little awry. Saved by Stevens. Watch this shot. Hello.
That's what you call out-quicking defense.
That would have gotten me a D in Donkey. No doubt about that one. That is a spectacular shot. Down inside, good entry pass. They can't get it. Foul, Fatzinger.
Big lead of the night now at 15, and I'm thinking if this surge is to continue, you're going to say the road to the district title is a lot longer and harder than the final district title game itself.
Fatzinger sits with 3. Jimmy Coyle only has 2 points on the night, and he has struggled to put the ball in the basket. Welker with only 2 points.
Part of that struggle has been the tough Central Catholic man-to-man defense.
I agree with that. There's a foul on Chisholm. His first, team's third. Two minutes on the clock, third period. I'll tell you, Bobby Schaefer leaves no vocal cord untouched during a ball game. He is a screamer. (38-25), and right now the Vikings are kind of happy to sit back and relax. So Aldinger gets a deuce.
Aldinger with the nice roll. Sees the seam of his own open, takes it like the veteran guard he is, and nails it.
He did all that while talking to the crowd. Corner, they need a 3. They got a 3. Dan Welker. 40-28. Aldinger carried.
Bobby Schaefer trying to motivate the squad as his chair just became airborne before on that 3-point field goal.
They're going to have to get rid of that chair. It's had a rough night.
Well, that sweater came off right at the tap. Will the shirt stay on?
Well, there is a dress code. Down, up, won't go. Rebound, Cramsey. Inside of a minute. The Vikings want to play for one. Sure. Jumper. Aldinger.
They played for 2, Gary, not for 1.
Andy Stevens picks up his second.
Andy Stevens smelled steel. Saw some good, quick defense in front of us. However, Haney calls a foul.
Well, you want to explain that one, Coach?
Well, he's staying out of bounds when he caught. Good call, Sam.
The ball hit
Young man
inbounds,
should have
not
never
out of
caught
bounds.
it.
So catching it out of bounds made it off of you out of bounds. .14 Viking lead. There's no quitting the Spartans, however. They will struggle and scratch and bite all the way down to the end. Stevens inside, great passing. Cramsey's foul. I think the foul's going to be on Chisholm. No, it's going to be on Hamilton, his second.
How many times have we seen Andy Stevens go up to take the jumper just like that, hit the open Viking underneath? This time it's Cramsey in trying to complete a field goal.
Dick, we have noted the weakness of the 1-3-1, and that's that weak side man coming down, and Central has exploited it.
Boy, you pinch that ball on the side, get an overplay, and just keep sweeping those men under. And you know the nice thing, you get high or low.
Only 2 seconds on the clock. Cramsey misses the first, then misses the second.
Look at that. Look at that.
Follow up by Stevens. So Andy Stevens has had almost everything go his way tonight. He has 17, It's 44-28. The Vikings are 8 minutes away from a district title. Stay with us.
Make Whitehall Auto Parts the most important stop for your car. We're a major supplier of foreign and domestic auto and light truck parts and have one of the largest inventories in the Lehigh Valley. We also provide machine shop services and are equipped for complete engine rebuilding. Whitehall Auto Parts stands behind their products. Make your next stop at Whitehall Auto Parts, 2741 McCarthy Road in Whitehall. We're open weekdays 8 to 8, Saturday 8 to 4, and Sunday 9 to 4. Or phone 437-4604.
At last, a place where the entire family can have a great time. Baseball fans, test your skill at hardball or softball, where you hit to an open range, or take advantage of our baseball instruction program. There's basketball, volleyball, speedball, video games, a children's party area, and a full-service snack bar at the Lehigh Valley's newest and largest family fun center, the Hitter's Edge, located just off MacArthur Road on Everhart Road, 1 mile north of Route 22.
Rarick Dodge is Chrysler's 5-star quality dealer in Bath with over 60 years of experience in the sales and service of quality Dodge products. Roger, Joan, and Gary are waiting to assist you in your next vehicle purchase. They're easy to find from anywhere in the Lehigh Valley. Just exit Route 22 on the Route 512 and turn right. It's just minutes to Rarick Dodge, open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Friday and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. For a clean deal, come to Bath. Come to Rarick Dodge. Dick Tracy. You're a 1-3-1 ball club. You don't want to go man-to-man against the Vikings, but you're down by 16 with 8 minutes to go. What do you pull out of the hat?
I think you have 3 of them, Gary. You got the full court, and 1-3-1 to be some kind of 2-2. Get the ball, force the ball to the middle if you can, because you have more room to operate if you get the steal. Then bring something back by half, maybe a diamond or something like that, and then go back and play a regular zone. But match from it. Come out and double the ball in the area.
They're going to try to go man-to-man. They're full court, man-to-man pressure, I would think. Turnaround, Aldinger has been sharp.
I don't think you can do that with that size, Gary. That's pretty bulky to be mobile.
Aldinger sees the matchup, Gary. His face just lit up. Yeah. And so did his jump shot.
I'll tell you, if Dave Duke's here tonight, his face is lighting up the way Aldinger is taking care of things here on the Lafayette College campus.
Let's hope his smile lights up against Colgate tomorrow.
That's our 10 o'clock ball game tomorrow morning, live from Stabler Arena. That'll be on Channel 5 tomorrow morning. We'll have 4 men's quarterfinal games. That shot missed. Cramsey's there to collect. Cramsey's there. Good block by Hamilton.
What a nice feed by Aldinger again. As he looks off the defense.
Well, Mr. Welker with 2-3. Ball is loose. Stolen by Southern Lehigh. They're down by 15. Welker again. In and out. Dick, is that one of the times where you kind of pull up and try to hit a 3?
I would. No.
You almost said yes.
No. But I don't like that shooting on the run.
Did I catch you off guard?
I try to get some kind of break established. I think, you know, that layup type gives you more time to set up your pressure defense.
Well, I tried, Dan. Tried.
Dick will never stop and set up for 3, Gary. Come on.
I don't like that running jump shot. As I said so many times, McCaffrey's the only one I ever saw be able to shoot that.
Down by 15, I would think you want to go to the bucket and draw the foul.
That's it. And stop
and
the
he's
clock.
big enough to do it.
And stop the clock.
Till it's early in the weekend, we're still agreeable.
Could change.
That could change by Sunday. 47-31. Said 7 district games this weekend, 7 Patriot League ball games, 14 in all. Hamilton.
This team is an explosive team offensively, can hit from the perimeter, so don't count the Spartans out yet.
They're kind of easing their way back again. They're down by 14. Into the ball game comes Mark Campbell. He's going to replace Hamilton. I don't think Hamilton will be out very long. He just needs a breather.
Boy, he's good too.
Yeah.
What are his numbers?
6'4", he's a junior.
What did they eat in Coopersburg, Gary?
You're right, and with this lead, jumping from 4 to this, Spang has not played in the second half.
Something obviously long. They are tall. They are long drinks of water, as they used to say. Beautiful pass. Cramsey yet from Aldinger.
Wow. Excellent read, excellent look. Great deception, and another vintage Jeff Aldinger pass.
You know, we don't rarely talk about it, but there really is no better passer in the league than Aldinger. When he's on, Dick, he just fires perfect strikes.
He certainly has one of the longest bullet passes I've seen. He has a tremendous zip on his pass.
Richie Baxa trying to win his first district title at Central. He has one at Freedom. Now, it's going to be on McKee.
I keep looking down that Central bench trying to spot Spang. He's sitting there. I worry now more than that third foul. I worry that, you're talking about a deep thigh bruise or something like that.
Foul line, it's Miller. He misses the first. Miller 1 for 3 from the line tonight. In fact, the Vikings are only 7 out of 13.
Even on their victory over Tamagari, they were very unimpressive. 14 out of 25. And one of the Central High Schools this year has been foul shooting.
Jumper from the corner won't go. The follow-up won't go. Spartan hustling. A 3. That won't go. Can they get 4 shots at the basket? No, they're going to get a foul on Coyle. Fourth.
It appears that when they do have that easy, uncontested shot, they're still rushing, waiting for that Central Catholic man-to-man defense to take hold.
50-33 at the line again is Bob Miller.
Well, I hope this just isn't written up and talked about and blamed on sophomore-itis, because I really don't know how important a point that was this evening. They just missed so many makeable shots. It was their offense, without a doubt, that put them back in that first quarter.
They have gotten away with a walk there. Maybe not. Taylor, no. They're concentrating on the 3 now. There's a foul on Taylor. Well, gentlemen, get ready for a rather lengthy final 4:34. As it appears, the Spartan strategy is going to be to send the Vikings to the foul line. Hamilton's back in. Geary will go to the line. Batzinger's back in. And Chisholm's coming in. Dick, we have another interesting matchup tomorrow night. Whitehall against Easton in the 4A championship ball game. Any thoughts here, early?
4A fourth time, huh? 4A fourth time. Yeah, again, it boils down to almost like East Penn Conference Championship, Gary. What have the two teams doing since Wednesday? What are they preparing? What are they working on? I thought, although he used the move the other night, I thought a good move for Stan would be for Whitehall now from 3-2 to 2-3, because Jones has just owned them amongst anybody else in that mid and low post paint all year. And the 2-3, I think he can combat it a lot more, especially if it fits in the middle. I don't know. They already sprung that one in the last game by beating Pottsville, so I don't know if that'll be there.
51-33. Dan, what do you think of that matchup tomorrow?
Well, I think Stan has to come out with some pressure against the Whitehall guards. Let Fitzpatrick in the paint and really not allow Whitehall to dictate offensive tempo like they did during that East Penn Conference Championship game. And I think if he changes his defense, I think it'll bring great rewards.
Vikings are having a pretty good time out there right now. Great pass by Aldinger. Shot by Stevens. There was a basket by Cramsey and her missed. 55-33. Let's take a look at Aldinger, who has passed the ball spectacularly tonight.
Now they look like sophomores, Gary. They're playing a little helter-skelter. You're almost seeing a run here from the first game.
Well, that's how they have gotten a 55-33 lead. We'll be back.
Maybe next week we'll have...
A lot of people promise low fixed-rate home equity loans. The Money Store delivers them. For a low fixed-rate home equity loan without the runaround, call Money Store. 1-800-LOAN, yes. Don't wait to build equity. Improve your home right now with an FHA Title I loan from the Money Store. They're government insured and no equity is required. For details, call the Money Store today. 1-800-LOAN, yes.
Even if you're just thinking about buying a new car or truck, come into Lehigh Valley Ford, Honda, Hyundai, Suzuki. There are over 500 cars and trucks starting at under $7,000. Payments on $125 a month. But you must come in now. Get the car you want at the price you want at the payment you can afford. And your trade will never be worth more. At Lehigh Valley Ford, Honda, Hyundai, Suzuki, a supermarket of selection and savings under one roof, conveniently located on the Lehigh Street Auto Aisle.
ESPN and Twin Cable invite you to the Tally Ho at 4th and Broadhead in Bethlehem for a special Hoopla celebration Tuesday, March 10th, 5 until 7:30 p.m. Test your Hoopla skills in the Sharpshooter Basketball game and Patriot League Finals on ESPN. Tuesday, March 10th, 7:30 p.m. And whoop up from the Hoopla and go!
Did you get my favorite college cap, Villanova?
Why, at Brady Sponge Sports.
I see you're wearing a college cap, too. What college is that?
Vanderbilt.
That's a good college for you because you're built just like a one. And what else do they sell here?
Why, lots of things. Look around. Don't you see? And do their own embroidery and screen printing. Why, they'll even put their name on your overalls.
Ach, I don't need it. I know my own name. And what are these?
It's crazy wear. And the right guy's wearing them.
730 West Emmaus Avenue.
Tired of dining at the same place and staring at the same menu? Then travel on down the tracks to the Main Street Depot, Main and Lehigh Streets in Bethlehem. At the depot, you'll dine in an authentic Victorian railroad station on all your favorite meat and seafood specialties. Also, on selected evenings, there is entertainment in the piano lounge. The fine wines and mixed drinks complement the meal at the depot. So for good food, fun, and entertainment, there's no place like the Main Street Depot. Call 868-7123 reservations. MasterCard and Visa are gladly accepted.
I think another interesting ball game is going to be tomorrow night is going to be Parkland-Pottsville. That should be kind of an interesting match. Those two teams.
Yeah, that could be a very, very key game. Again, loser done, winner survived. Going on what? Williamsport. Well, welcome to the trip. The trip's in the team. But the thing there, Bobby, you got some almost like Southern Lehigh, some nice size, some good inside moves, but yet not extremely physical. Going against a Parkland who is physical. That game could be decided on the foul line.
Of course, the loser of that one will no longer play. The winner will go on, as Dick mentioned, probably to some far-off distance. 22-point lead here for the Vikings, and they have looked good doing it. They had a bad spell in the first period, but the Spartans matched that bad spell. It didn't hurt the Vikings. Since then, the Vikings have just methodically built this lead. Boy, Aldinger for a big guy is very agile.
Surprisingly a soft touch, too, for such a big guy.
He looks like he can give you a pretty hard touch, too, if he wanted. Oh, look at that move by Hamilton. And look at that block by Fatzinger. And that jumper's air ball, saved.
I wonder if Southern Lehigh shot this poorly all year and simply got a lot of rebounds because of its size.
They shot the eyes out of Martz Hall on Tuesday night.
Yeah, now the one you had him against...
we had him against Saucon Valley.
How was her shooting?
Yeah, it wasn't all that strong that night either. Cramsey working. 2-3. Boy, there's another open jumper that won't go.
The tartan turf wasn't going to stop Fatzinger from getting that loose ball.
I think he took a divot.
There you go, back on golf again, Gary. Could tell spring's right around
the corner. That's another event we'll be bringing you. We'll have the Senior Open. We'll have a couple grants from there during the week. Boy, Andy Stevens, he's got a lot of help from Aldinger. Those two guys are adding up the points together.
Boy, two district finals, and the Vikes and Vikettes are really won out the competition.
Ball almost stolen away by Gary. Take a look at this pass from Aldinger to Stevens, and those two guys you see kind of hugging each other. They've had a pretty good ball game together right there.
Boy, this is like the Guy Rogers highlight film of old, Gary.
We see Greg Spang coming back in, along with Gabe Lawulis, that freshman that's going to make some noise at Central Catholic. In for Southern Lehigh, Nick McKee. 24, well, Nick's be going in for Taylor. Tony Smith, number 30, into the ball game. At the line is Chris Taylor. .57-34. Scott Reslow, 54, is in there as Taylor drops both foul shots. Now McKee comes in. Chris Nye is in the ball game, along with Mark Campbell. Aldinger is in. Lawulis is in. This is for the Vikings. Spang is in. Kraus is in. And Fatzinger is in. These are all underclassmen in there for the Vikings. Might be starters next year, huh?
Yeah, you're looking at a lot of people.
Another outstanding pass by the Central Catholic offense. This time made by Greg Spang.
And now Aldinger will come out as Hirschman will come in for him. Aldinger may get another deuce here. Down to Fatzinger. Yeah.
Boy, Fatzinger living in the paint, Armand Gilliam style. As he just takes things under control when he gets the ball inside.
Here you'll get a look by Spang in the inside. Aldinger gets a big hand. There you see Jeff going up into the stands. I'm sure there's some significance to that. Reslow with a head fake, pump fake, and draws the foul on Lewis. Let's give credit. That was Chris Nye, number 50. Nye. Some more subs. Rashawn Drayton. In the lineup, along with Steve Hirschman. Mike Smith is in there, a sophomore. I think Richie's cleared his bench, and I think Bobby Schaefer has cleared his bench. .47 seconds. And Knight on the board. And off the pass, the shot won't go for Drayton. Follow up by that was Trella that scored. First name is Andy. Andy, okay.
Down to 18 seconds now. 61 for the Vikings, looking for one more.
Nye on the move. Nye up and in. And that jumper will count for 3 by Reslow.
We've had 2 buzzer beaters there by the opponents both times.
Well, your District 11 Class 3A champion, the Central Catholic Vikings.
Well, congratulations goes out to the entire Central Catholic Viking squad along with Coach Richie Baxa as he earns his first District 11 title as Central Catholic Viking head coach. It was all transition for Central Catholic tonight as their defense, their man-to-man defense, limited the Spartans from Southern Lehigh to 1 shot and done. In doing that, the Central Catholic Vikings were able to run the basketball up and down the court behind the pinpoint passing of Jeff Aldinger and the overall smartness of Andy Stevens. When they had to, they were able to go inside to Fatzinger and Cramsey to give the Vikings a total overall team effort, a 61-44 win.
Dick, the Spartans are a young basketball team. This will certainly be a great learning experience for the youngsters.
Yeah, you look out there, Gary. I tell you, Bobby Schaefer is the kind of guy that doesn't like to think too much and doesn't forget too much and doesn't remember too much. We're out there now, and you really don't see heads hanging. You know, I see a group of young men who are staying out there saying, well, gee whiz, tomorrow we get our state pairing. Tomorrow we continue on. Hey, who knows, even someday down the road, we become the Central Catholic again. We're down 9-2. We get a rotten start in the second half. You know, you can look for things, you can find things. Take a look at the tape. The shooting inside was atrocious. Take a look at our 2 big double-figure scorers. Neither one hit doubles tonight at all. So, you know, there are so many things positively, well, negative that happen that Bobby can use positively to build on. He won't let them. He won't let them cry, that's for sure.
All right, the Southern Lehigh silver medalists. And as they all have put on their warm-up jerseys, we'll just run down their list for you. Steve Ho, Brent Chisholm, Todd Alpha, Brian McKee, Matt Joe, I hope I pronounced that correctly, Nick McKee, Jim Coyle, Chris Taylor, Dan Welker, Brennan Harding, Mark Campbell, Chris Nye, Rob Hamilton, Tony Smith, and Scott Reslow. They will finish in the District 19 and 8. Of course, they will move on to play next Friday night. 44 points by Southern Lehigh on 15 field goals, 4 3-pointers, 10 for 14 from the foul line. So Bobby Schaefer and his staff, Zellner, Bill Coyle, and Bob Yoakum, will now try to put together a game plan as they will go inter-district. And as we await these gold medals, we want to again thank Tallman, Hutters, and Sorrentino, who are proud to be a corporate sponsor for the District 11 basketball tournament. And again, as talk about that, a reminder that we will be back on tomorrow at 6:30 with 4 games, Lehigh High School games. Rich Baxa is going to put some gold around his coaches, Drew Geary, George Barcott, and Bobby Gilbert. And now he'll get to his players.
Bob Gilbert, Gary, the nomadic East Penn assistant coach who has been with 4 or 5 other East Penn teams.
And been a big plus at every one of them. Let me tell you, that is one heck of a coach. Bobby, preparation-wise and scouting-wise, I tell you, he doesn't take many back seats.
He started at South Mountain.
That's Bob Miller who gets the gold medal. And that young man right there is Bill Krause.
I tell you pointed out previously about how they're getting playing time for Miller. I think they have some great ideas for Bobby Miller when he comes to the front next year.
Rashawn Drayton.
That's Mr.
Stevie Hirschman.
Stevie Hirschman.
And there's Bobby Father. Andy Trella got his goal. Rashawn Drayton. Greg Spank. No.
That's Andy Trella, 44,
Okay,
Gary,
all
not
right.
Sean Drayton.
There you see Greg Spang. Number 12 is Mike Smith. Gabe Lewillis already got his. 50, Tim Cramsey. 22 is Brendan Geary. And the senior leaders, Andy Stevens. Andy on the night with 21 points. And then Jeff Aldinger, 18 points. Cramsey had 10. The 61 Central points on 25 field goals, 2 3-pointers, 9 for 17 from the foul line. They are your district champions. I'll let the guys take over here with the trophy presentation, and I will go out to talk to Rich Baxa.
Okay, Gary, you're going to jump out there and get some good work. Get him a good seed, too, a good spot going to that state tournament. We're talking state tournament, first of all, and you're talking Friday night. This is by far the toughest group in the state, simply because the 3As only have 2 represented. However, in a way, it's pretty nice. You have a winner's bracket and a loser bracket, and not many of those second time around, third time around, fourth time around. AAA usually finds centered in that Harrisburg area. That's a good team out there.
Dick, with the kind of game that Central Catholic has shown in his 2 previous outings, I would think they're developing a real nice inside-outside combination with Fatzinger, Cramsey, and Aldinger and Stevens. Just your feelings on how far this Viking team can go this year.
Well, it's from now on, after this one, and then it becomes one and done. Then it becomes a different situation. You just don't know unless you're up progressively in that scouting situation. We're going to turn over to Gary here in a moment or two. As soon as he can put a corner on Richie Baxa and some of the kids, I'll tell you, I think they want to melt down that gold already. I believe that's what they're really looking to do.
Well, Gary was never one for defense, Dick, as he tries to scout down Coach Baxa, and I think we're about to begin the interview. We're going to take it right over to Gary.
Go ahead, Gary. Say something nice.
All right, we are down here at courtside with the 3A championship coach, Rich Baxa, and he has just accepted that trophy, which oddly enough says the 4A championship on it, but I think that will be corrected. Rich, this is not the easiest job in the world, coach at Central Catholic. You've got to feel a little bit, maybe a lot of bit, of satisfaction in getting that trophy tonight.
I feel so much satisfied for our young players and our 3 seniors, Gary. They talked about this all year long in terms of getting us back into the championship game. And we started out, and it's no secret that we struggled those first 10 games, but I'll go back to that Allentown game at our place, and the kids turned it around and played consistent ball for 11 straight wins there, and then we struggled a little bit more, but it was in their eyes tonight that they'd worked hard to get here as the #1 seed, and this year they were not going to allow to slip away, and we struggled a little bit in the first half, made some halftime adjustments. I thought the kids came out and did a super job the second half.
Let's talk about those halftime adjustments, because your ball club got off to a great start, and then all of a sudden Southern Lehigh came back, and sometimes those things come back to haunt you. You say, I had my chance and I didn't take advantage of it. What did you talk about in the locker room?
Well, basically we didn't change that much, as much as talking about stop running. We kind of stood around and looked to Jeff and Andy to pick up the slack on the scoring, and we weren't running any of the offense. That's the way we had practiced. So we went up there and talked about getting good ball movement and personnel movement within the zone, and we just made it a point to them that if they move the ball, they're going to get seams in that zone, and we're going to get nice penetration. And again, we do emphasize a lot of defense, and we felt we could hurt them with pressure if we continued the pressure for 30, or in this case, 16 more minutes. And I thought that was the difference. The second half, we ran the offense much better, and then the turnovers that were created by the pressure gave us a chance to get out a little bit on them in that third quarter.
Can you get 2 better ball games than you got out of Aldinger and Stevens the last 2 nights?
Well, I'll tell you what, Jeff and Andy this whole week just concentrated on the fact that they're going to be here tonight. They were going to give us their best performance. They were talking about the most important thing tonight is that we walk away with a team trophy. There's no I in team, and they know it, and they were going to put their bodies on the line, and both young men did, and you could just see that we were playing, that it didn't matter who had the ball as long as the end result was with the bucket. And it was just great to see the kids put out that effort, and I'm happy for them, because I was here last year when the disappointment, not here in this building, but at Stabler, and saw the disappointment in their faces, and it's nice to see all of your kids smile a lot.
You know, Greg Spang had such a great game against Tamaqua the other night. Here he gets into a little bit of foul trouble. What a great find Brendan Geary is, because between the 2 of them, you know you're solid with the basketball.
Absolutely, and I know, Greg, it's tough for Greg to sit when he has 3. He's such an aggressive player. And it's difficult when you play as well as Greg do to keep him, for me to come on the bench. But we let him go in there and gave him some instructions about the offense and defense to carry out. And we've got momentum with Greg and with Brendan in there. As a result of that, we didn't want to break that momentum, and we kept them in there. And that third quarter was a big quarter for us. And you're absolutely correct. Brendan has the versatility all year long to give us the guard or small forward position, offense and defense. And he's quite a rebounder, as you can tell at times out there.
That's right. Yeah. Batzinger, of course, Cramsey, and Miller now give you a nice threesome in there to run in and out with a little bit of bulk.
Well, let's talk about Tim Cramsey nursing a sore ankle and had to pick up the best scorer on the team in Welker. Boy, I'll tell you, Timmy rebounds so strong for us at 6'1", 6'2", and plays a lot bigger. Good position ball player. Tim's only a sophomore, and he's just going to get better at this game and football.
You had a district championship when you were at FIM. You get one tonight. Any comparison between the two?
Coaches don't like to make comparisons. The only thing I'll say is that it has been a long time. 1976 to 1992, but I'll tell you what, in that case, it was the same type of kid, though, kids that worked extremely hard, had some ups and downs that season too. And if you remember, we came back and put 13 straight together and got ourselves in the playoffs, and then went on to win a district title. So I can remember that team going 2-19 my first year, Gary. I think you remember that too. And then turn around and become a district champ. That certainly made me feel good, and I know it made the kids feel good. The team just mirrors a lot of that, of those same young men, and just a great bunch of kids, a great staff work, a great support at Central, and the fans were super with us this year. And it all comes down to, as one of my coaches said, to getting involved in a game like this and walking away with the gold.
What do you have in store now on Friday night? We're busy tonight. We didn't even have time to check it all out. Do you know where you're headed?
It looks like we'll be playing York Catholic, and York Catholic is a very fine basketball team, as you know, coming out of District 3. I think they're going to be the third or fourth place team. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure we will get them as the District 11 champion to a site somewhere in District 11.
All right, we'll probably be there to do that basketball game. If my numbers are correct, 2008 you'll win another district championship, but I doubt whether that's going to be true. I think they may be coming a little sooner than that.
Right. There's one person I'd like to thank, especially for waiting as long as I did and everybody else did for this district title, and that's my wife. And if she can let me coach till I'm to the year 2008, I'll be surprised. But certainly, I hope we can get a few more before then.
I don't know whether anybody want to punish you that long. Rich, congratulations. Go see the kids and tell them we wish them the best. We'll see you next Friday night somewhere.
Thank you, Gary.
All right, Rich Baxter, the head coach of the Central Catholic Vikings, as they win their District 11 championship ball game. Well, it's been a busy night for all of us, as Dan Marakovitz and Dick Tracy have helped out. We'll be here tomorrow with Bob Garris to bring you 4-on-4 starting at 6:30. Again, our schedule tomorrow at Stabler on Channel 5. Dan Marakovitz, Greg Falkenbach, and I will be there to call those ball games for you. We'll be on the air starting at 10 a.m. with Colgate against Lehigh. We'll have another ball game immediately following at approximately 12:15. Then we'll go off the air. We'll be back on the air at about 7 o'clock. In fact, I think it will be exactly 7 o'clock. We'll have a ball game for you there, and then another one at approximately 9:15. That one will feature the Lafayette Leopards. So Lehigh at 10, Lafayette at approximately 9:15, and all the other teams in between. It's going to be a busy but very exciting weekend. Well, there you have it from Kirby Fieldhouse tonight, as we've crowned a couple of champions, both of them from Central Click, and we're sending Liberty into state playoff action. So for everybody, our director has been Mike Trombetta, our crew doing their usual terrific job, but they know they've got a couple of hard days ahead of them. For all of the staff, we thank you for watching. I'm Gary Laubach. We'll see you next time right here on Cable 4 Sports.
Now stay tuned for Game 2 of tonight's triple header, a replay of the Central Catholic versus Pocono Mountain 4A.